So the title of this video is "Women Still Miss the Point, and that's why they won't have marriage offers." Okay, they won't have marriage offers because they miss the MF point at all times. They don't get it. They don't understand. And I get why they don't understand. It took me a while to understand some shit too, but I fully understand. Okay. On my other channel, when I made a video saying having lovers and not marriage, I got a comment underneath that video saying, what about STDs? What if the person meets somebody else? You know? Um, and so this video is me addressing that comment. What if the person meets somebody else? See, once again, that statement says that you are once again acting like you care too fucking much, right? The concept of having a lover is a concept that can only that that works for people who understand that men are not the end of your world, and therefore you don't give a fuck anymore, right? And one valuable thing I said in that video, I said, if you're a woman with good sex, you act like you don't give a fuck about a relationship and you're not bothering men all day, those men will want to marry you. Why? Because you don't give a fuck about them. Men, I feel, need to feel that a woman does not care about them in order to want to be with them. I 100% believe this. I believe the woman that's crying, begging, calling, back to back to back, leaving paragraphs of text messages, those girls are going to always end up being played and always going to end up having borderline personality disorder outbursts. Because, bitch, you're coming off too needy and you act like you don't have your own identity or your own life. Why would somebody want to marry a woman like you? What in the comment, what if he meets another lover? Once again, you're showing too much that you care too much about this individual. The point is, you shouldn't care enough, right? They won't meet anybody else because they're going to be so obsessed with you. They're going to be obsessed with the fact that you don't give a fuck about them. You just got to understand that. If you act a certain way, he's going to be so sprung over you that he won't meet somebody else. Or even if he did, they just ain't got what you got. So you know what I mean? Y'all don't understand. The women who get played the most are the women who care the most. That's why it is important to be the woman who knows how to set a boundary with how much you care. If you're busy having your own life on the side, having fun, not bothered about what they're doing, they're going to be so busy thinking about why you're not worried about what they got going on. And they'll be on you. They're going to be on your body because of that. Okay? That's what it is. See, y'all care too much about what a motherfucker got going on. Y'all care too much about why somebody didn't text you back. Why they didn't call you back in 10 minutes. Why they didn't. Why do you care? You should love yourself too much to care about why they didn't do something. Right? See, what happens with a lot of women is once they get involved with a man, their whole life is focused on why this man didn't do X, Y, and Z. Like every little second that passes, a woman is having a panic attack behind why a man didn't do something when you shouldn't care. That is the key. You should be so self-absorbed with yourself, your own life, your dignity, your self-respect, where it's not even like you don't even keep track of shit like that. Right? The whole point of having a lover is to not come at this man with the same approach as a so-called girlfriend would. See, a girlfriend cares about what if they meet somebody else. A lover doesn't give a fuck. Right? A girlfriend cares about certain things. A lover doesn't. That's what makes him want you more. That's what makes him want you more. Now, I will say this. A lot of women will not be able to be the one that's able to just be a lover. This, or be the woman who's just okay with having sex. You will have to finally get to a point of being so fed up with men to finally be this woman, right? If you're still delusional about men, yes, you're going to still have expectations that they know how to lead, provide, be smart, have common sense. You're going to still expect this from a man. But when you're a fed up woman, such as myself, who knows men are who they are, you stop expecting them to be a certain way. Okay? You start knowing that a man's brain is always going to go right back to being inconsistent, or not even just inconsistent, but it's kind of like you don't put nothing past them. All right? I have been disappointed by men, right? So even I feel like my ex-husband was the best type of man I could have possibly met, and he still turned out to be a disappointment. So my ex-husband literally opened my eyes to the disappointment ratio that men are is very high. Okay? If he wasn't even, if my ex-husband wasn't right, it's no hope for most men. Okay? They're just not right. Okay? They're just not right. And you have to have that understanding about men. Even me as a boy mom, I can look at my own son and just know this is how boys are. Okay? Little girls do not get married. Women who act like little girls don't get married. Women who act like they don't have a life, they don't get married. Women who puts a man in a position of God don't get married. Women who will put a man above her own self and her own needs do not get married. Women who act like they can't control themselves don't get married. Women who are looking at the clock wondering why this man is 5 minutes late from calling you do not get married. Women who 100% put this man in, make him the priority, don't get married. Or if they get married, they get beat up. They get all types of problems. They're stuck in 20, 30-year marriages and wondering, when is he ever going to change? Bitch, it's been 20 years. You should have left him 19 years ago. Women who act a certain way, either they don't get married, or if they do get married, they're miserable the entire time and they weren't smart enough to file for divorce. Okay? So anyways, like I said, when you're a certain type of woman, you don't worry about if the man meets somebody else. You have to already know in your head that any other woman he does meet ain't fucking with you. So it doesn't matter who he meets. You get what I'm saying? You cannot try to control who somebody may meet. All you gotta know is I provide such a bad bitch experience that nobody is even gonna fuck with me if they do meet them. I'm so confident in myself, in my personality, in who I am as a woman, in the boundaries I set. No other woman can fuck with me. So I'm not sitting around worried about who my friend could meet. I don't give a fuck. All I know is he's on my line every day. He's investing in me. That's all I know. That's all I care about. Okay? That's all I know. I'm the one he's talking to, planning stuff with, all that. So whoever he may talk to during the day, I don't care. You know why? Because I'm too busy knitting or crocheting and having my own interest. And when you're a woman who has your own interest, you won't be so worried about that dumbass shit. All right, that's what I want to say. Bye.